Hey guys, how are you? I hope everything is going well. So, first of all, I want to say that our topic, my partner and I, Alejandra, Vesga, and I, are going to explain you teaching the language system. Alejandra is not here; she's at home, at her home, but she's going to explain the first part of this topic. So, I'm gonna explain the a part of the last part of the topic that is called examples of language system teaching. Okay, so I'm going to start saying that teaching pronunciation, we can use many activities, different activities to teach our students a proper pronunciation of many things. They say that. For example, this first activity that I'm going to explain you is for every level except for adults. For every age except for adults. Yeah. So, the first activity says that we um, we can uh, play an audio track or a video or a recording about a conversation where a girl and a boy or a group of people have a conversation, and we are going to analyze the intonation and guess something, taking into account that intonation or the pitch or the pitch of the voice of the person who is speaking in that moment. So, for example, a woman could say, mm, for example, could you give me a hand with hanging out the washing? So the man could ask, well, we pause in that moment the video or the recording or the track or whatever we are using in that moment. And we can make that our students um, discuss uh, the meaning of that well, taking into account the pitch of the voice or the intonation that person has in that moment. So uh, this well could means like maybe or definitely not or all right or I suppose so. So we can ask our students for guesses and try to to identify the purpose of the pronunciation of the yeah of the level of the voice and taking into account many things, yeah. But basically the intonation or and the speech of the voice. Okay, so uh, we can uh, play again the video, the recording, and we can see if our students were right or not, or were wrong. Yeah. So the second activity is like practice that in a real in a real exercise in a real life. Yeah. So the second exercise is like practice pronunciation. We use all the time punctuation, excuse me, punctuation when we are speaking. So the idea is to identify where we put or we have to add punctuation marks. Yeah. For example, this is an activity, for example, for pre-intermediate level student. So we could say that uh, for example, you want pizza or create different sentences and the teacher could read them, the sentences, and the students has have to add in the middle of the sentence or at the end or at the beginning or yeah, identify which marks, which punctuation marks are going there, and where are the punctuation marks going. Yeah, that's another activity to practice um, pronunciation. Yeah, another same sentence in a different situation. So, for example, you say good morning, but you don't say good morning the same way to your parents or your friends or someone you already don't know anything, or your teachers, for example. So we are going to write and create some sentences, and we are going to use that sentences in a different situations. For example, a boy who likes a girl and wanted to have a normal conversation, but through the conversation, underline the conversation, the boy wanted to that girl don't know, don't be so obvious with that girl. You know what I mean? So, for example, um, yeah, for the most common example is that okay, I like someone, but I'm going to to talk with that person that likes me, and I am trying. I will try to don't be so obvious. Yeah, basically that. Um, and okay, the other one that I have here is like um, create sentences with specific words and exaggerate that that intonation to emphasize where is the appropriate stress. Yeah, for example, imposition. So you can say imposition, or you can say imposition to make students understand where the stress going on, going. Yeah. Another one. Ah, okay. You can create a chart, and you can put, for example, these kinds of points, dots, and the list that you're going to give your students. You can say, for example, you can pronounce each word, and your students has to mm, classify the word depending on where is the stress in the word. In the word. Okay, another one. Stress in phrases. In phrases. Excuse me, in phrases. So the idea here is that find, for example, you write sentences in different cards, and you give a card per student. So the student has to the student has to to find the other sentence that um, listen the so similar, like to find the stress pair is the name of the activity, stress pair. So is that you're going to give them some cards, and then the students are going to find the stress pair, uh, taking into account the sound of the sentence and the sound of each word in sentence. Okay, son and can. So the idea here is practice pronunciation and intonation with songs. That is very easy. It's pretty easy, and it's very common in the classrooms. Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. The last one is tongue twister. Yeah. So we prepare to these tongue twisters mostly for teaching a specific sound. Yeah. And you can prepare, for example, the sound J, like yellows, like mm, jewels, like jewels. So you can find tongue twisters short or long depending on the level of your sense, and you can practice their sounds that are not common in Spanish, and you can practice in that way with tongue twisters. Okay, moving on. I'm going to explain now teaching vocabulary, how to teach vocabulary according to this. For example, you can, for your beginners students, you could um, use flashcards to to explain your students like emotions, like a specific vocabulary, but vocabulary that are common maybe, or the vocabulary that they need to start developing the second language that in this case is English. Okay, so for example, the teacher use flashcards with an image and the word, and maybe in some cases when students don't understand the word and don't understand the image you put there, you could explain them by gestures, like no, for example, tired, the word tired. So you put tired in the flashcard, and someone who looks tired, but your kid or your teenage or the person who you are teaching uh, doesn't understand that. So you're gonna explain like doing faces or like doing or yeah, like using another ways to make understandable. Yeah, another way to improve the vocabulary is to create a big mind map, but it's not a mind map with ideas and those things. It's a mind map like to put synonyms or new words or something like that. For example, um, you have for example, house. And yeah, another way to say house is home. And the home, from the home, the word home, you can put like kitchen, like bedroom, like yeah. And the students are like, this is a classroom project mainly, and it's for your kids are going to put like words to make to construct their lexicon. Yeah, it's basically for that, and it's a good idea. I think so. Okay, moving to the other subtopic mm, is teaching language functions. What that means? For example, mm, you have to explain them the appropriate intonation or way, or how to use the language in appropriate situations, or um, or for example, you're seeing models. So in this case, you're going to make a sentence in which the model appear, and everybody's going to say it, to repeat what you said in chorus. Yeah. Um, it is for long activities or long topics that are mainly like sometimes they are difficult. So this activity is for that. For example, you could say, "Would you like to?" So students are going to repeat, "Would you like to?" And then you complete the sentence. To go to the cinema. So to go to the cinema in chorus, your students are going to repeat what you are saying in that moment, and then you're going to repeat it, the whole phrase, for example, or the whole sentence. Yeah. For example, Would you like to go to the cinema? So with the appropriate intonation and with appropriate punctuation marks, yeah. So your students are going to repeat, and this is the way you like introduce them to the appropriate use of the functions or the functions of English of English. Okay. Um, Another activity that you can use in this case is to um, give them an conversation, but that conversation is not going to be organized. It's going to be disorganized, and their students has to guess the order, taking into account the punctuation marks, the maybe the intonation, the pitch of the voice. They're going to practice, and they're going to guess the correct or the right order of the activity. Then they're going to listen a track or a video or whatever, and they're going to correct the the conversation order. Yeah. Um. Okay. Another one. Okay. Let me see here. Hmm. Yeah, it is basically that. Or you can maybe find another way to improve and to teach your students the functions of the different functions of the different times or the tenses we use, or to explain them a function or the use of a specific kind of topic. Yeah. Okay, move to the next one. Mistakes, slips, error, and attempts. So we have um, we just not made mistakes commonly. We This kind of mistakes that are common when we are learning has like different kinds of um, like how do you say that? Like a classification of the kind of mistake we made. So, for example, here it says that slips are the mistakes that in which a student can correct themselves, and um, for example, when we are it's commonly but in speaking, yeah, because when we are speaking we made mistakes, and when we notice that we made mistake we used to correct ourselves, yeah. uh, Errors are mistakes which our students cannot correct themselves, yeah. And to understand why is it a mistake, uh, is yeah, why is that a mistake, they need a specific explanation of that, yeah. The attempts are the mistakes that our students make when they try to explain us something that they really don't know how to explain us. So it happens maybe because of the lack of vocabulary, because of the nervous, because of the students are mm, uh, not familiar with the language, or because they are beginners. There are many reasons, but it's basically that they wanted to express something and they don't know how. Okay, and attempts. Okay, there are the mistakes like organized, like classified, the types of or the kinds of mistakes we usually make made. Uh, okay, there are also something that is called full friends. That is, uh, that is like some words that sound pretty similar, that it's but they're like totally different, and the meaning is totally different. Yeah. Uh, these kinds of words are usually like uh, usually there are troubles in English and in the language maybe, and also when our students are learning, because uh, the only the I think that the only way to analyze that, to improve that, is by practicing, like just practicing. Yeah. um developmental errors, developmental errors. What that means, that a student um, learn a structure, and then he or she wanted to apply that structure in everything. For example, the use to go, for example, the use of to, sorry. So, for example, I gotta go, I have to go. For example, I would like to go, or yeah, I wanna go. So the student notice that the structure is pretty similar. Yeah. So he or she are going to apply the structure in everything, and when we are going to explain something different, like the must, the use of must, and really the rule number one to use must is to avoid to don't use the to. So the student are not going to be aware of that. So the student basically says like something like I must to go to, because the structure they or yeah they learned and used in that way. So we have to be aware on that of that, and we have to take care when we are teaching to to correct in an appropriate way these kinds of mistakes. Yeah. Okay, the last part, because the video is so extensive. I'm looking the chronometer. So, correcting students. We have to take into account that not always we have the chance to correct our students in the same time, at the same time when they're committing, or when they are um, making the mistake. So, for example, when they're trying to express an idea and it's pretty difficult to him or to her to express that, we have to let them make the whole mistakes they wanted, and then we are going to give them a feedback explaining uh, what or which were the mistakes they made. Yeah. Another way to correct mistakes is to pointing out the mistake in classroom, and we can ask our students or the partners. Yeah. When, for example, is in the presentation, the student is in a presentation and made a lot of mistakes, we can ask the rest of the classroom what were the mistakes and why. And in that way, we have to be sure that our students are not going to bully the people who are speaking or who are presenting the topic, because it could be so dangerous in the learning process of that person. Yeah. Okay. Um, sometimes students like to the teacher correct them or check them the mistakes they made, in private, in like yeah, like alone. They in a close conversation. Yeah. So it could be another way to clarify the mistakes and to correct the student. And uh, in general, our job as teachers is to to make that our students learn, but learn well, not with mistakes. But it doesn't mean that we are going to be obsessed correcting our students because that's stupid. The mistakes have to be uh, uh, are necessary in the learning process. So we cannot avoid that. So that's everything. I'm so sorry because I I extend my topic, but I don't know how to make it short because there are a lot of things to explain and there are a lot interesting things that you could know and you may know. So thank you for listening and listen to me and so sorry for the time we spent to explain you this topic. So I hope you see in other kind of situation and I hope that maybe the next activity on the next video um, don't be too long as this. So bye, take care, and thank you again.